in.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Lean for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm here with Jazz and Antonio, one of my favorite little pairs, to talk about, again, Potomac. It's the Monday before Christmas, so I hope everybody is getting ready to eat and be with their families because we know that we're part of our family too. But, Jazz, how are you?
Honey, black, blessed, and ready to eat. Ready
Oh,
for presents.
obviously, are you hungry? Because hungry Jazz is kind of wild.
Well, I haven't eaten much today, so I do have a lot of things to say about necks and feet and ankles and thighs. Go
When
ahead.
I watched the episode, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, okay, who am I filming with tonight? When I saw your name, I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
Antonio, how are you? I like that purple.
Thank you so much. I felt like some royalty tonight, so I wanted to put it on. I'm good though.
The color purple comes out next week. I've seen people go to all these premieres. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear this again to the premiere just in case if somebody see me out.
Well, somebody screenshot this so we can put it on the community.
Well, shout out to everybody watching right now. The Haitian Empress is here. Jordan is here. Julie's. I saw Julie's all weekend. We had a time this weekend. Make sure everybody hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as I always say. And let's just get into this recap because it was a quite interesting yet emotional, not for me, but for the girls, because it was a lot of damn crying going on. I was just lost. Okay. All right. So this is the episode where Robin is on the curb looking like Monica from video. And that's why I made it the thumbnail photo for this live. And so last week there was a couple of exchanges, but the ending off the last week's episode, we see Robin crying and she's breaking down because she feels like she doesn't like the comment that Candace has made about her being the reason that Juan lost his job. So she's breaking down, and as we talked about last week, Wendy, everybody in the car, Wendy, Candace, Mia, they all are checking on her. And we pick up in this episode in the same little scene that's in the car together. And mind you, she's riding in this car because I think was it zodiac signs?
Zodiac signs.
Yeah, zodiac signs, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's still breaking down, and she just says basically, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about me, but y'all should not and ever say that or talk about the job. Let's not talk about him losing his job. And the first thing I said was, nothing else matters. Of all the things you go through, that is the worst thing. I don't know. Whatever. This is Robin, right? And so she feels like she should not be blamed. She makes a comment that apparently she is privy to other husbands talking about her and Juan's situation. And Wendy is just like, my husband's never said anything about y'all. And I do believe that that's very true. But who she's referring to is Chris, and they show an interview of him kind of basically saying that he feels like she was deflecting from her own situation last year by not talking about any of their truth while kind of standing behind Giselle. The same thing we've been talking about since the last 3 episodes, right? And so Candace doubled down and was like, okay, well, yeah, I do feel like you were deflecting a little bit. And Robin's just like, I don't want to talk about it. We're not friends. I don't want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And so I'll stop there. Get y'all thoughts, because who was here last week with me on the panel? Who was here?
I don't think I was.
Was it Asian Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Asian Danny. So y'all have obviously different perspective. What are y'all thoughts? Hearing everything, Candace making the comment and saying that she feels like Robin was not smart in talking about it. So I'll start with you, Jazz, and thoughts.
Honey, Robin, blink 3 times and let us know you're okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little time to do it. No, I don't know what this is, but it seems like it's gaslighting to me. And that's what it really does seem like to me. Like, I feel like that people, I think agree that you shouldn't be talking about things like that when your spouse or yourself are going through some type of legal battle. So I don't think that was something that she just pulled out her ass and then, pulled out her butt and just threw on the table and was trying to make something shake. Now I do think that Candace knows that might have cut her, but how dramatic and emotional Robin's getting has nothing to do. It has very little to do with what they just said and everything that has been compiled on since from the beginning of this season. Everybody's having interventions with her. Everybody wants to pull her to the side. Everybody's asking if she's okay. And Juan is over there with his skin crawling. So at the end of the day, like it seems like it's gaslighting the audience is gaslighting the people around her, because at the end of the day, like I think it was maybe 2 episodes ago that she was like, we can't talk about that when it came to Candace. Oh, we can't talk about that. What can we talk about? But baby, we can't talk about some serious. They're pulling out laws. They're telling you which law he broke if he would have broke something. And you're like, don't bring up Juan. His skin is crawling. I can't stand Juan. I can't stand her to leave out. I can't stand her in her mom jeans. I can't stand her in her bell bottoms. Can't stand.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, start off.
My bad. I haven't been in the panel. I haven't been just out here in a while. I'm ready to let loose.
Okay, Tonio.
I'm glad that Jasmine touched on the whole point of Robin stating, "Oh, can we get a list of what we can and cannot talk about?" And I think it was the last episode that or whichever one it was, but you just said, "Oh, can we get a list of what we can and cannot talk about?" But now all of a sudden it's, "Oh, we can't talk about that." And I agree with Candace. I don't think it was smart for her to say, "Oh, I don't want to speak on it," but then to actually go ahead and speak on it. I think speaking on something like that is still in litigation or trial or whatever the case may be, still under investigation. I think you can't do anything but potentially hurt the defendant or the party that's trying to defend themselves during that situation. So I think it was smart. I think she was getting some good advice. Now, the way Candace, said it may have been, a bit curt and may have cut her a little bit, but in that moment she was acting dense. So I think it's necessary at this time to stop, really kind of babying Robin just because she decided that she wanted to be in this situation. She has no issue with going after anyone else, their husbands, anything like that. So what she has going on now, whether it be her and Juan or just Juan or whatever, I think is all fair game. So she's gonna have to toughen up.
Yeah, I think also to just add to everything, because I think everything y'all said is very factual. Like I said last week, Robin should just sometimes shut up, because we wouldn't even be here had she not came and said when she was, what can we talk, trying to be petty, like, what can we talk about? We can't talk about, like, she should have just been quiet, because it just so happened that something that Candace was being questioned about, which is a legal lawsuit, it was something that you also just experienced and you got cut. So this is a lesson. Sometimes you just want to be quiet. Let another woman speak up and say things. I think honestly, let me or somebody that is truly dead say something like that, because Robin, you are under too much fire if you speak of anything, because anytime I feel like Robin says something this season, they're gonna get her. And it's rightfully warranted, to be honest. She needs discipline, and that's okay.
You need some discipline.
She needs it. I was gonna say that.
Now come on, quit playing.
Fred said Robin is very strange. Isn't she? It's like
she
I
is
don't know this Robin, because like I said, I started out watching this show how many years ago when this came out. I actually liked Robin. I distanced myself from her when she started to crawl further up Dale's butthole. And then, I don't really care for her anymore. She's not interesting. She's not really a fun person. She talks like chalk and all of that's just to me. But in this moment, I never like to see anyone just seeming like they're just so helpless. And it's like, Robin, like, you're not in a situation where you're stuck. You're not in a financial bind. Like, yes, he lost his job, but I mean, per everybody else is kind of, it ain't your fault, but it's about.
Well, it seems like this isn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jazz.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, seems like this isn't the first time that someone has said it was her fault, and I think maybe the person that initially said it to her was someone that was close to that situation and
Right.
knew exactly what was going on, and
Yeah.
they've also said that it was her fault.
You know,
Yeah.
I also feel like her crying is like a Uno reverse card. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I don't never cry, but I'm crying now, so y'all know it's serious. Like, girl, cry, heifer. At the end of the day, you ain't crying because you've been holding in everything that man did from the season 1 to
That's
now.
true.
He doesn't
That's
show
true.
up for you. He hasn't been to a reunion since the last two, honey. The first two. Excuse me, honey. He's him and honey.
Well, I'll
Robin
say
is
this. What I've noticed is that in this is the last scene. We're gonna talk about it. It looks like she's not allowed to cry. That's what
okay.
I'm getting.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I learned, and it makes so much sense that she's probably so in this moment. I think her tears were she's definitely breaking down, but it's like we've never seen it, and she's
Right.
not able to cry at home. So at some point you have a breaking point, no matter how strong you are. And I think this is just a moment for her. That's just like, oh, this is coming down, and she probably was under a lot of fire probably about to be fired or whatever at risk. I don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
she should be thanking those girls for kind of keeping her around and holding her accountable, because if they did like they doing quad over there, then she could be
Hey,
gone. Because I'm
wait
just
till Tuesday. Wait till Tuesday, please, Jesus,
I'm
please.
not, I'm not, I'm not,
Jesus
let me be
Christ, because
quiet.
I'm not even on the panel.
Okay, all right. So then after that, they go and do the chicken pooping situation. And they, Ashley's so excited. I was confused on what this was. But basically, they put a chicken in a little cage, and the chicken's supposed to like take a poop on the number, and whoever has that number, they win. Very interesting concept. It seems like it's very on brand for Ashley because I'm
You
sure
know,
It is.
it
she,
seemed like
she
she
grew up underneath a bridge, so she knows how to do troll things, and that means play with chickens.
correct. So I was just like, okay, I see. So at the table, they're sitting there and then they're kind of talking about what just happened, and Robin like breaks down again and telling them what was said in the car. Now, Candace also starts to break down with her little reindeer nose just turning all red. I'm like, what is going on? So no, that nose is so red. I don't know if it was because of the makeup or if it was turning red. Love you, friend girl, but it was red as hell. And I didn't leave. Um, and so everyone is confused as to why she's crying. Mia makes a comment thinking that she's trying to make it about herself, and Wendy's like, no, that's not the case. Giselle makes a comment and is just like, so Candace didn't apologize in the car, like as if she was expecting her to apologize and talk to her. I don't know. But she was just like, what she did to Robin is something that an enemy does. And she's basically Giselle is really the one adding
Oh
fuel
yeah.
to the fire,
Oh
actually.
yeah.
Mhm.
He's the one that's like really on the side making all these comments, making it worse, like as if there was this big old thing that happened in the car when really what really happened, it happened in front of all of them, which was at the earliest scene, at the earliest scene last week.
Right.
Um, so Robin decides to leave, and Mia goes to follow. When it makes a comment, it's just like, oh, of course, she's trying to make it about her. She want to be included so bad. I'm like, Wendy, leave this girl alone, please. Let's leave alone, leave it alone. So Robin goes out, and she sits on the curb in her mom jeans, I guess, as Jazz says, and she's just talking about, she's just breaking down, and I just question, how is this more sensitive than anything you've been through with this man? I don't get it. Like, I get it, but I just don't understand why this is breaking her of all things. It's a lot of weird actually. And so she goes out, Giselle comes out and she's talking, and she literally says F that B, as in talking to Candace. And basically, like, I had to leave. I didn't even want to sit at the table with her, like F her, just talking all type of cash money shit, but won't say any of this around Candace, which is crazy. So Candace is inside still crying, and she wants to leave. Neka makes a comment about Candace not really having her own brain and moving at whatever way Wendy says go. And I'll stop there because that they kind of separate as there are two emotional women just crying outside. Antonio, thoughts?
Okay, I'll start with NECA's comment. Boo, shut up, we don't care. And I want her to go immediately. It's crazy that the only thing that she had to add during this entire episode was a
Ooh.
confessional statement about Wendy. That's just crazy to me. And everybody knows that those two women, definitely those two women, are two of the most individualistic, outspoken women on that cast. So that was crazy of her to say. Um, I did. It was, as you stated, Tiz, it was odd to see Candace crying so much, but now I started to think about after I'm like, okay, I guess, maybe she feels a little bad about how Robin is feeling. And she did, because she went kind of hard on Robin and there's some type of love or actual friendship there. So maybe that's why she's crying so hard. But I wish she would have dried up them tears and clocked it when Giselle was referencing her as a theme and Mia was saying, that she was trying to make it about her. Like, I think this was the time to really go in and let have, because we don't know how many more chances she's going to get with Giselle this season to really let Giselle have it again, like she did at the reunion. And I felt this was the time. I also did like how Wendy, kind of stepped in and stuck up. Wendy was really trying to make something pop during that season, but they weren't really biting. I don't think Mia necessarily wants to go there with Wendy again. It seems like she was kind of like, oh well, she was very like backing off. The scene itself, Robin just crying, I guess because she's had so much piled on her. Maybe she really is feeling like this is breaking her. And also I feel like she has been told that it was her fault. So, and that's why she's feeling so bad. But Candace, if you watch this, what was that? Why you didn't check her? She called you a thing. That thing over there is what she said. So, and also one other thing, it's odd that Giselle is requesting or stating, oh, did she apologize? And we haven't seen Giselle apologize for any of the things that she's done to people or said about people or said about their family. Did you apologize for saying that Chris was trying to see if he was with it and he's a sneaky link? No, what you said was, yeah, maybe I went a little bit too far. No, did you apologize for that? So she should be the last person to speak on someone apologizing and taking ownership.
I agree. Jazz?
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute. Is this the real NECA in here? There's a NECA in here. So is this
well, Neck, let me tell you something. When you jump into a song at something, I don't care if it's you or a ghost or somebody from the Shrine Sister. How are you sitting here making the comments about a group you just jumped into? But you're a pinky toe in, sister. What you need to be worried about is matching your foundation. What you need to be worried about is making sure that you and your husband on a good page. Because you have so much other things to be worried about than how Candace and Wendy are moving together as a unit, because they are actual friends. You, on the other hand, you're wanting to be in the group, and you're just making the wrong moves. You're on the wrong team, Nene. You're on the wrong team. Okay, you are on the wrong team. So I just feel like that whole comment was just weird. Now Mia, she deserved her little licking, but she needed to get popped because, girl, who's making it about her, about them? You're not even in it. That's why she walked up and tried to run up behind her, and Marvin said, "I needed my space." I'm glad she said that, because, honey, all she was trying to do was get her Bigfoot ass over in some bull stuff so she could be talking and bring it back to the group the wrong way, like she always do. So, does Giselle think she is? Like, the level of delusion that this woman has, like everything that people that she doesn't like, everything they do is wrong. She always believes they just interviewed her about the Chris mistress situation. That woman just said that all this stuff was a lie, but she was in her interview saying, "I believe it. It's 100% facts." I mean, it has the range to be true and all this stuff. Every time she speaks on someone's family, she's done it for Monique. She's done it to Katie. She's done it to Candace. She's done it to even Robin before, when they got to arguing when she had her little house flip thing or whatever happened that time. I just feel like, Giselle gets away with a lot of things, and the fact that she likes to call people that thing and say that she's done, she doesn't want to engage with them no more, and she causes these domino effects, just again leads us back to white woman tears, honey, because we speak things that she likes to bring stuff to the group. Honey, I've seen stuff. Let me stop, because that man's passed away. All I'm gonna say is, Giselle, worry about your water pills. That's it.
So, in honor of you, when she was walking out behind Robin, I was looking down at her ankle. I was just trying to see, is it really some fluid and stuff down there? Now,
them heels was barely holding up. That's why she was tipping like that.
She was tipping.
Those
She
things was getting swelled
couldn't
up
even
and
really
thick.
check on Robin because she couldn't even get over there.
Right. She walking with a crick in her damn lip in her walk, and her toes look like pigs in a blanket. So don't say I'm body shaming nothing. She's walking around. She can't even get nowhere. I'm tired of her. Oh
There
God.
was a comment. It was from NECA. So this NECA is from. This is a British NECA. This is not the NECA from the
Oh,
show.
and Nika, I'm sorry, but I wasn't talking about you.
No. So you made a comment about and this is valid. You saying that the friendship between Candace and Robin, we don't see a lot from them, so it's a bit confusing as a viewer. And I would agree. I think last year when that whole when she pulled the Beats pill out, the little speaker, and we was talking about that. They had they first like
Right.
pull out.
Right.
Yeah.
I had said that they really are friends, and
Right.
I think they've always said it, but I will agree you would never know because you don't really see them hang out like on the show like that. You don't see them take pictures, but they are and were real friends. And personally, when I was watching the show with my friend, we were he was kind of confused of why she was crying. I think she was crying because of where they are, and I think they're where she want to be there for her. They're not in a good place. I never
she
been
cried when she cried in the car after the speaker thing. Like
Yeah.
when
they had a whole moment.
they had a whole moment.
So it's kind of like I don't think they besties, but if you've ever argued with your best friend, I've argued with my best friends, and baby, we both cried together. It was just like it's too much, But I think it's a bit of that, but then it's like you also I'm not fooling with you right now. That's just my assumption. I don't know, but they are like really good friends, or was, or whatever until this situation happened. And plus, it must be hard to be friends with somebody that's friends with Giselle because that Giselle probably talked a lot of crap, especially how bad it got last year. That has to be difficult in some kind of
But
way.
I feel like the reason why I feel like Robin is constantly gaslighting us because who cannot connect the dots? Because Karen brought it up. She hasn't spazzed out on Karen. Everybody's just so mad at Candace for saying the same thing. Karen is literally saying, you weren't honest with this group, Robin. You weren't honest with this group. And even though Candace needs to have the ownership of how she presented these things to the public, but outside of it, everybody feels the same way that she, and it's hard for you on the other side of that to be like, well, you were hiding that and you were kind of pushing my situation. It's hard to not believe that wasn't a cover up. So like Robin just acting dense, like period.
My thing is, I'll say this so we move on. Robin should be grateful, in my opinion, that these women are not so cold-hearted about her situation because even Wendy checking on her, like if they were true, like just like not messing with her, they would just let her cry on the curb and not be. And what I'm saying, it's. I mean, of course, Mia gonna follow behind and Giselle, but you have Karen, you have Wendy, Candace, everybody on this other side is like actually trying to like. Are you okay? Like what's because some of these people will not give a damn. I mean, we've seen women go through stuff like this on shows, and they're opposed. The person that they're into it with do not care.
Yeah,
you have to know that clearly Nene did not care about Kim when she was going through that divorce. When she was crying,
did not.
She did not care. So I think this is. I mean, it says something that these women are at least somewhat showing compassion for her, even though Robin has done some messed up things to them. Or just at odds with them. I'll just say that. Okay, so they decide to get an Uber and leave. But there's a conversation between Karen, Candace, and Wendy. And Candace, she's still emotional, and they're trying to understand why she's emotional. She explains why, and she just says like she still stands in what she believes that maybe Robin is the reason that she shouldn't have been speaking on anything legal. And she's like, why would I speak about anything legal, especially when the person that is suing me is still married to this girl right there. Which makes 100% like because we said, we know that Ashley, even though she acts like she doesn't know anything about the lawsuit, she is waiting.
Yeah,
she is waiting.
She is
Ashley. So
she probably hit record on her phone every time they.
She probably got a little recording and that little wig, that little the thing she wearing. She got it and ready.
Her finger waves.
Yeah. But Candace, in this first moment, she's like, she still wants to talk to Robin, like she wants to get down to the bottom of it. But she makes the comment that she's kind of glad she's seeing it because she's finally seeing Robin be emotional, which is something she says she's never seen before. We talked about that. I mean, it's clear we haven't seen it either. So, but as I said, they decide to leave. Karen, comes back out because she don't like the chickens. And then on the way back as they're leaving, Robin is just talking about how there is just no excuse for what Candace said and how she experienced cyberbullying because of the comments that Candace made. And Giselle is just like Giselle says, "Oh well, she won't get you again." I'm sitting on ready, and I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie, I thought of you, Jazz. I know. I'll stop there and I'll start with you, Jazz, on that whole segment between Candace, Karen, and Wendy, and then the car back ride where Giselle says she's sitting on ready and it will not happen again, as if she gonna make sure that she.
I'm like, Giselle, you can't fight. Stop. You can't fight.
She be talking like she just be throwing blows and fists and stuff. Like, girl.
She gonna take her water pill one day, somebody go here, and she gonna be like, hoo-hoo. She gonna be off the sky. She gonna be swelled up. Honey, please. Girl, she's just making up anything she always feels like she has to be a victim. Yes, I felt like that. That happened. Chris did that to me. And girl, please just get on down the hill. I just can't take that. I cannot take Giselle in that situation. I think with the conversation with Candace and things like that, I'm glad that is still standing, like she still feels adamant about that, because at the end of the day, again, gaslighting us. I mean, it's obvious. Even like with the Whitney thing with her husband from Salt Lake City, they did a little body painting and he did a little unemployment, and that's just how that happened. She's not the first one, and she's not gonna be the last one. So, like, I'm not saying not to be upset about it or whatever, but it seems like she's projecting, and it's just, Giselle. I can't even take her seriously. She looks like she fight like this. Like, I just can't. Whatever.
Tonio.
I think in reference to, I think Giselle is going to do everything that she can, even if there is hope that Candace and Robin could kind of bridge that gap and get back on good terms. I think that Giselle is going to do everything that she can to make sure that doesn't happen. Even going back to, when Robin invited all of the girls to her hotel room the next morning, Giselle was stating, "Oh, I can't believe you invited everybody. And I'm sorry I left you, bestie," and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was, she made it clear that she wants Candace and Wendy out, or whatever, to me. So she's going to do whatever she can. I will say that, in regards to her sitting on Reddit, I don't think she's going to do a lot, because we've seen Giselle in action and she's not really good as far as back and forth. But for some reason, she does seem like she wants like a piece of Candace. And I kind of noticed that at the table when she referenced her as the thing, or whatever. So I don't know. I hope she is sitting already, and I hope they get the opportunity to actually where she can, show us what her ready looks like.
Right. The police bringing security. That's already. Bringing security.
Obviously, we saw a whole security guard literally if she was at danger. Well, she because
she might have been a little bit. Yeah.
Well, we know that beating really was for her. It was supposed to be for her.
It was definitely supposed to be.
And that's why she brought security to lay the house, because she was expecting it to go and happen that day.
Yeah.
Right.
But and I agree with Jazz, though. I'm glad that Candace, recognized that, hey, maybe she, I guess, possibly could have said some things differently, but she's standing in what she believes. And I don't want to see her, retract and be like, I shouldn't have, or I didn't mean to say that, or blah, blah, blah. No, this is what I think what Robin needed. Robin has coasted along up Giselle's behind for the past, 3-4 years. Maybe a little bit longer. So yeah, we need to see what, you need to kind of pull your own weight. You're getting a good paycheck, and this shouldn't be off the backs of these women. You all should work together, but you should also do your part to make sure that you aren't just coasting along off their paycheck and their storyline, which is what she's done.
Exactly.
Giselle.
I'm just saying, without her next ankle, she does that.
Giselle, I see a lot of comments. I saw Asia and Amanda say kind of the same thing. Like, basically, it's like she wants to basically get somebody kicked off. She wants them to react.
She does.
She wants them to hit her. She wants to pull. She wants her white looking ass, as she said last year, to get a reaction, and then basically get them out of here. Like, I can't be around that, because but this is not working right now. And I think it's great that Candace is not really engaging with her. I don't think I mean, it would be great to see them, actually, it wouldn't be great. I think they're okay being enemies forever because we see shows where I don't mind, people making up and stuff like that, but it has to make sense. And where it went last year, do you really see yourself making up with somebody that made allegations against your family? Just like I never, whereas I still like Phaedra, I never saw her making up with Candy. I wanted her back on the show just to see what that would be like. But if it would have been like what this is looking like, which I don't think it would, because they're not Giselle. I think it would at least been worth seeing. And so, yeah.
I do want to say Giselle just says things that benefit her in the moment. Because after that reunion, did they oh, it was after the reunion. Because I was gonna say that after Ultimate Girls Trip, she was fine with Candace. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Candace was still saying stuff in the press and everything like that. And Candace was the one whose anger went up after she saw the full season and went to the reunion, because that's when she heard the words predator. I mean, just those different buzzwords. That's when she heard those. Giselle didn't have no reason for nothing to be going up or down, because she reacted then of her saying that. So Giselle she's literally, and I say this with whatever respect I can, she's a white woman. Just white tears. She white. She's entitled. She expects everything to fall her way. She's the victim in every situation. She has literally started everything on this dang on season.
She has.
Everybody on this cast, including her best friends right now, and that's including Robin. So she's always overstepped, and she gets away with it because, I don't know, maybe 3 next to charm. Who knows? I don't know.
3 next to charm. And yeah, you made a good point. She did that because they didn't really have an issue until the reunion, because you have to think about it. They filmed the whole season, and they did the girls trip, and they were okay. They were still like whatever. They fell out on that about the damn bottle, But I mean, she was still, open to like being okay with her. It wasn't until, like she said, she saw the show, and to this day, Giselle lied so much. Like, she kept changing the story. If we go back to 4 episodes ago, she said he drug her into a room.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get that?
He made her do it.
Made her go into the room and lock her. I'm like, what? So yeah, Giselle, no.
Like, girl, not you accusing him of imprisonment and kidnapping.
That's like it just never.
It never. Chris Dahmer.
Chris Dahmer. Not Chris Dahmer. I'm weak. All right, so they go back to the hotel, and there's a couple of conversations going on. Candace talks to Chris and telling Chris what happened. He just pretty much listens. It's like, she's vented to him a little bit. But Giselle and Karen have a conversation, and it's her birthday, and Karen does not really want to spend her birthday with these ladies because, as we saw last year, it was drinks thrown and nails breaking and hurting themselves and stuff like that. So they talk about that, but they kind of show their little journey and like where they come from. And I can say, like, I do appreciate their little friendship because they have had some heated things. It's never gone low, but I think also Karen is just one person that she'll never go gutter. She's gonna do just what needs to be done for a housewife show. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Candace gonna take it there with the mouth. So it is what it is. But in this moment, she is talking about her relationship with Candace. And I guess this is Giselle's way of trying to get Karen by herself and try to get her on her side on how she feels. Now, I appreciate that Karen was very, like, she listened. She was empathetic to be like, okay, I understand what you feel. She didn't take a side, and she usually don't. She loves to ride that. She is the fence, as she says.
You ride me.
You ride her. But Giselle says that there's no moving forward with Candace, and that it's because of the white privilege comment, the white looking ass comment, and says that it has caused for death threats against her and things like that. And that's just the main reason, as if she clearly didn't accuse a whole person of statutory rape or inappropriate.
That's statutory.
It ain't statutory.
Uh-oh. You broke up a little bit. You got a little low budget for a second.
Oh God.
You back
I
now.
knew that was gonna happen.
That's not right.
Okay.
But then we see a small scene with Mia and Gordon, and this is just her giving updates about, I guess they get an attorney. Gordon is going to pursue against the people that got rid of him or whatever for the money. She thinks he should let it go. but he wants to do it. And she says this is causing more issues outside of her cheating in their relationship. So I'll start with you, Antonio. Thoughts on this and all the death threats and things like that that Giselle says she's getting because of that.
People may be being. I mean, it's possible that because we know that people can be extremely crazy and psycho on Twitter, so it is possible. But Giselle has to really look at some of the things that she's done and some of the things that she said about people, on this cast. And I get it that Candace does go low sometimes and said some things, but Giselle has done the same thing. She's told Karen, your husband don't want you and that he want to sleep with some other lady. She took Robin to beat up Ashley. Like she has she has, she kind of went up to Mia and questioned her whole cancer, not cancer, bump on the booty situation. So Giselle has done a lot of things that one would consider to be low as well. I just think it's the fact that nobody has really called Giselle to the carpet in the way that Candace has been able to do these past, ever since she's actually been on the show. Because her first season, I remember she and Giselle, going at it, and she kind of, getting in Giselle's butt, butt somewhat. So nobody has ever been able to, I think, get her in the way that Candace has. Like Karen to throw some insults at her and stuff like that, but they kind of have a history, but Candace has really, I think, shown her, I'm not going to kiss your butt like some of the other girls in order to be around. Like, to me, it's crazy that Mia, she's such a pick-me, and it's disappointing because I do like her, and I've enjoyed her this season, but she's acting like such a pick-me that it really turns me off. Karen, I know... I knew she was gonna sit there and listen. I think Karen has done a good job to me this season of kind of like, she typically rides the fence, but I think she has done a good job of being as unbiased as possible in certain situations, but also, trying to hold people accountable and, trying to get everyone on some type of a good term as to where they can move forward with the group. I agree with you, Cortez and Jasmine. I think that Giselle's mission as of now is that she wants a person or some people off the show. So that's why even the new girl, they took such a liking to her, which they've never really done that in the past. Giselle typically gets into it with every new girl that comes on, and Robin follows suit. So it's just odd now. But my thing is this, if Candace and Wendy leave, what are you guys going to do then? Y'all going to turn on NECA? Y'all going to turn on Ashley? Y'all going to do what y'all typically do. So whatever.
Alex, Chaz.
Well, Giselle, so what? Honey, we all gotta go someday. Whatever. Let it go.
No.
Let me just so
No.
All I'm just saying is, it's like, she just, like, I'm sure all of them have got derogatory things. I know Wendy posted somebody telling her the same thing a couple years ago, like, over something like, people are crazy. People are crazy in the leans comments. Hey, yeah. Don't get beat. Hey, don't get jumped on. Don't get jumped on. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, like, it happens. That's all I'm saying. That's it. No, but for real. People jump in our comments and be just swinging at us, and I'm just like, please, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine being on a big platform like that. But the fact that Giselle brings it up, acting like she's the only one, and it only matters because it's happening to her, is another thing of her, another reason, another example of her being a Karen, or she just being entitled and feeling like the whole thing has to revolve around. Man, Giselle does not even have a storyline. Who cares? This could have been your storyline if you would have, if it wasn't something just flip it, you're just bringing out just to make Candace look bad. I am so Giselle. She's not the person that I think about when I think about Real Housewives of Potomac. So I want everybody else to start shifting to that thought. But outside of that, like, I'm glad that Karen did just listen, and she was like, this, I'm not gonna, push that for you no more. I guess if it's that big of a deal, I'm not gonna do it. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Karen for saying that. But on some real stuff, Giselle is making up stuff. What you need to be worrying about is how you have caught these death threats within this short amount of time, but people have been telling you in your chat and in your mentions for years that Jamal was cheating, and you didn't care. And you only found out when Monique brought the book that's on the time you felt a need to bring it up or make an act on it. Like, baby, you've seen everything. If you're seeing death threats, honey, you've seen everything. You're just picking and choosing what you want to be mad at, honey. Leave it alone, honey. You're projecting. I can't stand it. Whatever, Mia. I forgot this scene even happened, actually, so I don't have nothing to say about it. I did watch it, but I was like, dang, I don't even know what the conversation was after that, because it really didn't matter, because like you said, Antonio, she's on some pick me stuff and she's only active when she's around the girls. I'm glad to see, G tell her to go to the carnival if you want something fair. I'm glad to see him get activated. I am glad to see that, because I like, like you said, Antonio, she has been entertaining, but honey, the man, the attorney is dead, but your money is still gone. Get your money.
And so is Walter.
It's so weird that she's trying. Some people in the comments said it seems like it may expose some things. She's trying to hide some things. It's so weird that she's so against that. Like, I don't know. Like, seeing her kind of be against this lawsuit, and then how she was, saying that she feels guilty and almost like she wishes that they hadn't have pursuing things. The guy that killed himself. It makes me feel like, okay, yeah, I can see that. You may feel bad and be emotional about that, but it's kind of like almost like she's trying to hide something as well.
Right. Because you have 3 kids.
Like, yeah. I don't know. I can only imagine the arguments that they're having about it, but G is very stern in moving forward with this lawsuit, as he should.
Because and apparently it was like $500,000. So
that's a lot of money. That was the
Mia need that for her dermatologist, so sure.
What the hell?
Go get it.
Yes.
Oh my God. What did it say? I was looking at the comment about Charisse. I think Charisse and Robin do fall out, actually. I think that's what happens later on in the season, but we'll see.
Really?
I thought it was going to be.
I was wondering where
and Giselle
was sliding around.
Who? Charisse?
Yeah, but she's in that promo crying like a walrus. I hated
that. Tables.
I hated it.
Beat on the table and she always sweating, child. She be beating on stuff.
Crying like a walrus.
She just looked wet and looked like what? No, that might not be a. That's a seal. She like a seal, like like she just started bad. I don't know. I like Charisse, but I hated that. I hate when she gets drunk off that champagne and start being on that Riesling and bobbing like a bobblehead. I hate that. I hate it.
I just didn't know Seal sound like that, but I'm gonna have to look up.
Whatever, honey. Listen, you know what I mean. Let me get back into my congenial area. I have been acting a fool.
Baby, you have not been in the era. I don't know. That has never existed. Okay. All right, so they go and do I'll put these last 2 scenes together, but they go and do the kayaking, and Karen is not gonna do it. She cannot swim. Like, Karen won't do nothing, Jazz. She can't want to do the chicken, she don't do the water, but I get it. I mean, if I can swim, I wouldn't be in a big body of water either. I mean, it just makes sense if I was scared. Robin switches cars. She does not want to be in the car. She said it's not really about, Ken does not want to see with her, but it is. You don't want to be in there anymore. You didn't want to be there to begin with, but you found now you have a more of a valid reason, I guess. And so they start out, everyone's kayaking, they like having a good time. Candace is talking to Karen, and she's just like, I didn't know where she was going with it. I thought she's going to actually confront her about something that she thought Karen didn't do. Actually, the opposite. She was applauding her and thanking her for kind of, empathizing with her and not taking her side, but just understanding where she was coming from and kind of supporting her, because she really has been supporting her on this trip in terms of against Robin. But conveniently, it's probably because it is against Robin. Let's just be clear. We know Karen don't really care for her like that, and she loves to poke Robin like that. So Robin is in her kayaking, talking about Candace and the interviews and the comments she made and how they were just so, so difficult, and it's so like harsh and things she shouldn't be saying. And Karen, she has a conversation with about her using her grandmother's house. I think her previous house to turn it into like a tourist attraction or something like that for Surrey County. She's still pushing Surrey County. We love it. And then in the last scene, it was just Robin. After they did finish kayaking, I ain't gonna lie, I had dozed off for like 2 seconds because I was like, it had got a little boring.
Oh my God!
I woke up at this man yelling at this woman as she was basically trying to tell him what had happened and he's just like, I don't want to hear that. Like, why are you? Because the way she leads it, Robin. She says that Candace, Wendy, and Karen has had a lot to say about us and what's going on. And he feels like she's feeding into it. He feels like she shouldn't be crying about it. He thinks that by crying, she is the reason why that they're kind of going at it again, blaming her for something because it seems like this happens a lot, right? And so he's yelling at this point. She's getting emotional, and the episode just kind of ends because, like we said, he does not want to talk about it, and she just finishes the episode just the way she started it, crying. So, I mean, she did. So I'll start with you, Jazz. What were your thoughts? Anything with the conversation from kayaking, conversation with Candace and Karen, or Juan yelling at Robin again?
I don't know. What I can say is it's kind of sad, but then again, it's just like I know it's bad. I know it's bad, you guys, but I could not stop laughing at Juan talking to her like that. But I mean, in the beginning, it was sad because she was really trying to express herself. But by the end of that thing, he was like, "Why? Stop it! Why are you feeding into it? Ugh, my skin crawling. Yuck!" Like he was just. I was like, "What the?" Like it was just like my skin crawling. I can't even. I'm turned off. I can't even listen to this. You're disgusting. Like it was just piling on, and I was like, girl, I don't care if it's down. I don't care if Juan has a third leg down to his pinky toe. Okay, he would not be able to talk to me like that. Not balding like that. Not done lost your job. Not ain't had a job since you started the show. Not, no sir, no sir. Not you that had to move back in with me. And now we lost our money. No, Ron could not talk to the back of my head. Sorry, honey. He would be going to get the groceries. He'll be door dashing before he talked to me like that, honey. You talking about he got 13, 15 months. Honey, he has 15 days to get back on the good foot and get back what he knew this case was coming on. He should have been looking for a new job. But anyway, when it comes to Candace, I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, they have gotten so much closer because I know that, like I seen earlier, somebody said that Karen tried to get her fired, but that's after Candace told her she wants her to go to the pits of hell. So at the end of the day, they both had some accountability on that. But I am glad that they have gotten to this good space. I'm just again glad that Karen is actually being neutral this time because she's claimed it, but has also gotten in the mud and dirty and had to backtrack a couple times in her tenure on the show. So yeah, Robin. Hey, that's all.
I thought you was gonna cry too. I'm like, wait.
I'm gonna cry laughing because, honey, I was laughing. I was laughing. He was like, "Ugh, I'm sick. You're disgusting. My skin crawling. Stop!" Like it was making me. It was cringy. It was uncomfortable.
BKZ Empress said he wasn't yelling. He talks loud because he's a coach.
Exactly.
Now you know what that sound like. This sound like somebody said he didn't hit me. He just pushed me a little bit. No, that man.
That's what Robin told Giselle when Giselle he was young. She was like, he talk loud because he a coach. So
right.
Oh, is that what? Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That doesn't account for the things he said, honey. He don't have to say you making his skin crawl. You ain't got to say that you making my ass itch. You giving me hemorrhoids. You ain't got to say all that. So
sometimes it's okay to listen. I mean, it's okay to be upset, but we're constantly seeing that man go off. Last season when they were in Mexico, he went off on the phone. I'm tired of this, Robin. He rolled her arm up in the door a couple seasons ago. I mean, there's just a history of things to where he's just not delicate with her, and especially in moments like this where she's truly breaking down, you would think he'd be a little softer. You would think.
He rolled her arm up in the car.
Before. He rolled
in the Infinity truck, rolled it up, pinched it right up under there.
That hurt. But she hit the funny bone. Antonio.
What to me, what was funny though, is he was yelling and chastising Robin, and she was saying, I'm not emotional. She could barely get the words out because she was crying so hard trying to say that she was not emotional. Girl, you are crying right now. That is crazy to me. And I do wish though, because he continues to make Robin look bad. the skin crawling. Like it was almost like don't like you just like Jasmine said, you disgust me. Like don't even call my phone no more. Like when you get home, you just take your shoes off and you stay in the bedroom downstairs, or you get in the closet or something like that. Like don't even come up here where I'm at. So it was very cringy, and I know that Andy's gonna have a ton of questions for her at the reunion, and he should not take it lightly on her, just like he hasn't taken it lightly on a lot of the other women that's on that
Do y'all
cast.
think he's going to be at the reunion this
He
year?
better. He
Juan,
ain't got a
no,
job in 15 months. He
nope.
better be
So
interviewing.
we're gonna turn back to this in the comments. Y'all answer to if y'all think I probably do a poll.
Yeah.
Y'all let us know if y'all think Juan will be at the reunion this year. And you
I
say
don't.
no, you say yeah.
I think he will. I mean, or he'll have to get out.
I think the only way is if productions were to say something like, "And if you don't come, she is automatically out next season." Otherwise, he is not
Y'all
coming.
don't y'all don't picture Robin up there singing a song to Juan like Drew was to Ralph.
And
Why
Ralph
do you
didn't even
wanna
do that.
go away? And
But you know what? Ralph is one of the most disgusting house husbands. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to interacting with his wife, and even when Drew was like, she called me a bitch. He just laughed. He didn't like, he disregarded her, but he wasn't like, oh bitch, oh your forehead, you make me sick, bitch, you making my stomach crawl. Like he just was not talking. I cannot believe Juan was talking like that. I can't.
I can. I knew that it was all bets was off when he rolled her arm up and pinched the back fat of her arm right there. Whoa, big mama, your arm. When he rolled her arm up in that infinity truck, I knew he didn't give a F about Robin or what happened to her. He is there for convenience. He has to be there. He has to kind of do whatever he can. He don't necessarily want to be involved, but he's going to be involved as least as possible to ensure that she keeps her flute, because I'm sure she gets a good paycheck every season. And like Jasmine said, Juan only been working for like the last 3 seasons or so, bringing in, but what he brings in is probably only a fraction of what she makes on that show. So he needs it, especially now since he got 15 months of pay. But I had Googled how much he may have made, and it wasn't. It ain't like he got like no huge payout. Like they all right, but bills still stack up.
Antonio.
Sean said production protected Juan and Michael at BravoCon. Nobody could ask questions about them. What I see happening is there being a special segment of them two, or with Andy and him. I see something like that happening. It would make so much sense, and I just think that he'll definitely be a part of it some kind of way. It's almost like he has to. If he don't, I'm so done with this situation. I don't want to hear about it ever again.
Oh my gosh, y'all!
Like he needs to.
Yeah. When Antonio just said, "Big Mama, your arm," listen. I am no good. I have been trying not to. I don't know what I've got these giggles for, but man, it reminds me of that the heel thing. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we got some callers in the queue. I'm gonna go ahead and let them on in a second. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I think that y'all may have seen it, but Potomac and Married to Medicine are taking a 2-week break. That means that we are too. I think the next episode doesn't air for both until the 7th. So we'll be back on the 8th and the 9th for Potomac and Married to Medicine. I don't know about Salt Lake City and Beverly Hills, but we'll just pay attention to the channel. We'll post an update for that. But I know that Potomac and Married to Medicine will not be back to the 8th and the 9th. So this is actually our last show. New Year. So I'm gonna allow first caller one. Like the video, subscribe, as I always say. And our first caller is going to be Tawana. Hey, Tawana.
Hey, y'all.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Less than fine. What you got for us?
Great. So I want to start off by saying that this episode was decent. I would give it about a 6 out of 10. Okay. And to answer your question, I don't think Juan is gonna come to the reunion, but like you guys said, that if he doesn't show up, I don't think Robin should come back next season. But I don't think he's gonna show up. I do want to say Giselle is full of shit. She really is.
Oh, Tawana, we ain't never
Sorry.
heard you
Oh,
cuss
I'm so
before.
sorry.
Well, I
But
ain't
she,
never heard
No,
you cuss.
we can't cuss. You can't cuss, Tawana.
I'm
And
sorry,
Jasmine been doing it
guys.
all night. Jasmine been doing it all night. So go, I guess
Oh,
go
my
and get it out.
bad.
Okay, because
Right.
Giselle is full of it. People have been calling her a colorist since season one. Because she has made, I think season one, she made comments about the texture of Ashley and Katie's hair. She also, when Monique was introduced to the show, she asked Monique if she was wearing contacts. Like dark skinned black women can't have light colored eyes. It's like you can blame Candace for a lot of things, but you can't blame Candace for the opinion that people have had of you since you've been on this show. And not only you have displayed colorist behavior on and off the show. Candace did not tell you to sit on your podcast and say that James Harden looked like he smelled like fried chicken because he dark skinned with a beard.
Oh,
And what's that oil? She said he smelled like that. What's that oil? It smell like weed.
Yeah. And then like Candace didn't make you sit up there and call Monique's husband big boy, which is a term that slave owners used to refer to their male slaves as. Like Giselle, come on now. She grasping at straws right now. And I want Candace to treat Giselle the way that Giselle treats Wendy. Don't acknowledge Giselle at all, because as soon as you acknowledge her, you giving her the opportunity of a storyline. Act like Giselle's not even in the room. Mia is fake because when Mia was in the car with Wendy, Candace, and Robin, she was sitting up there siding with Candace and Wendy. But when she got to the restaurant with the other girls and saw how they reacted to the situation in the car, she switched up. Like, it's just a mess. And then Giselle is the worst friend ever, because you go get up from the table and say you going to check on Robin. You get outside and you standing there talking to me like your friend's still on the curb crying. You supposed to be checking on your friend.
She
She
couldn't
still
get
up
over
there
there.
just be
Her
crying.
ankles was hurt. She couldn't get over there. She was trying.
Jesus Christ.
It's just a mess. And then NECA, I think NECA is a waste of Bravo's money. They should have took the salary that they're paying NECA and put that towards the girls having better trips. Because I just don't understand what she's there for. I'd rather
agree.
see Sharice in her bag wigs than NECA, this NECA girl.
Now, don't take it too far now, Tawana.
I mean, at least Sharice.
That's your square, child. Go ahead.
Take it to hell.
But I did feel bad. I kind of felt a little bad for Robin when Juan hung up on her. I cannot wait to see what excuse she gonna use at the reunion as to why he hung up on her. But I was watching it, and me and my mom was watching it, and my mom was like, "Did he just hang up on her?" I was like, "No, girl. His service probably dropped in the laundry mat."
Child, Robin gonna watch this and
Not
she
in the
gonna
laundry
repeat what you just
She
said.
gonna wear a coat and chill.
It just dropped.
Yeah. Oh, his service dropped at the laundromat. You know their reception is bad.
Oh,
right.
All right,
Oh,
Tawana.
your shade, Tawana.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Good night, guys.
Good night, Tawana. Tawana came on and named them, baby. She did everything.
Yes, her name is Tawana. If you're gonna be saying her name in the chat, spell it correctly, honey. Tawana. I'm just letting everybody know that before I start putting my ranch out, before I put my phone out.
Girl.
Not Tawana Braxton. Let's go. TKC come in at the very end. You know,
TKC, right? Talking all
not really been present since Robin been getting all this. You know, and hey, I get it. I wouldn't show my face either if my face was going out like that. So, but the next call is going to be.
You didn't even turn this light on. That's crazy. Okay.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey guys, happy holidays.
Happy Merry Christmas.
How are you?
Okay, so I actually didn't think this was a good episode, only because nothing has changed since episode 1. And what's crazy is comparing this to Beverly Hills, which you guys reviewed too. Think of how many one-on-ones we've had on Beverly Hills, right? When Erica said her comment about Dorit, they addressed that in the first episode. Sutton and Kyle have sat down. Erica and Garcelle have sat down. Like Kyle and Dorit. Like the fact that we're already seeing a mid-season trailer and there have been no one-on-ones with Giselle or Candace, Giselle or Wendy, Wendy or NECA, Robin and Giselle, Robin and Wendy, or Robin and Candace. Like, it's just, I don't understand what the point of this season is, especially since if Robin's supposed to be the main storyline, she's dropping the ball, and this is exactly why she should have been fired. She doesn't want to talk to Candace. She doesn't even want to have an open conversation with her actual friends on the show, because in that intervention, she acted like everything is fine. Her and Juan don't have any real conversations. So why is she here? Like, I would love for somebody to ask her, why did you come back? And why did they let her back? And why isn't production saying either you sit with Candace or you're fired? Like, I don't understand what the point of Robin being here is. Like, nothing has changed, and she's not going to say anything differently at this reunion. And Juan, I don't think he's going to be there, but even if he is, he's not going to answer any questions. So there's
Right.
there's literally no point. We're 8 seasons in. He's not going to change. So why do they keep coming back? Like, I just don't get it. Like, this is not, I'm disappointed because, as a Black woman, I want my Black girls to win, but this is a really bad season, and I don't see it getting any better. The only thing we have to look forward to is I think that fight, but that's at the very end of the season.
Well, that
So,
wasn't.
I didn't show it.
oh, that wasn't even filmed. So what,
It was a
are we getting, like,
film.
maybe the aftermath?
Maybe, yeah. It was a filmed event, but then the cameras had wrapped, so they didn't get any of that. Only the camera footage we have is what we have of the actual
Oh,
fight.
see, so we're
Yeah.
not even gonna get a full of that either. So, like, then what's? I just don't get it. Like, it's just, I don't know. They should have fired half these people, and Robin shouldn't have come back. I just don't get why she's here. She's not doing anything. So it's just disappointing.
Starless.
Okay.
That too.
I'm weak. Okay, Brittany, you got anything else for us? But I agree with you.
Giselle's horrible.
I agree with you solely, and I think Jazz would agree with you on
How
Yeah.
many
How-
of her necks are horrible, Brittany? Let me know.
Because how great would it have been if Giselle said to Candace, "Hey, I'm mad because I thought you called me a colorist." Start the conversation. Like, if you want to be mad, she's wrong, but fine. But have the conversation. That's what these women are missing. They have all this drama, but they're not actually talking about it. So it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, ugh, God. But shout out to Karen for actually trying, because at least Karen,
It's
unlike
fine.
Giselle, she'll film with anybody. So good for her.
I'm
Big
really
time.
enjoying Karen this season. Just in general, like, she's not even like in drama, but she's present for everything, and she's actually trying to do something, with the group.
Agreed.
Meanwhile, Ashley is struggling with the trip to make up, because this trip is boring.
And she's irrelevant. Like, since when is the hostess of a trip irrelevant during the trip? Like, I don't even. Ashley is another one. She should have gone. Why is she here too?
But Ashley will be more relevant when the reunion comes, when she is addressed. Because I saw Watch What's Happening Live. I think that Wendy said that she can't wait to address basically Ashley about starting all of this mess, because the world sees it, and I'm glad Wendy sees it. So yeah.
Oh, so she's. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
I feel like something may come up later too, because we see that her and NECA do have a conversation. Wendy and NECA, they have in the mid-season trailer, but she kind of alluded to something kind of coming up, because she was like, she didn't want to spoil something. So I think she's going to probably touch it again too. So we'll see. Okay, Brittany, we're going to let you go, okay?
Yes, thank you, guys.
Brittany.
Happy holidays to everyone again.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Happy holidays.
All righty. That was Brittany. And our last caller for tonight is going to be Tiana. Hey, Tiana. How are you?
Hi, guys. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, honey. How you
doing?
doing? I'm good, girl.
This cast trip was so low budget. It was very frustrating. Like, watching them in them kayaks with them little bottles of red wine, like, it really bothered me. I was like, wow, I thought it couldn't get no worse from Miami. And they were like, oh, we're just going to let Ashley take the reins. And Ashley showed how low budget she could be. So, but what can we expect from her and her forehead? I would just say that Giselle also really pissed me off, because she don't want to talk to Candace, but you ready to fight Candace over something that don't got nothing to do with you. Like, I thought you were paying Candace in dust. But every time Robin brings up Candace's name, Giselle's, I got your back. I'm ready to talk to her. Let's go deal with it. And I'm like, I thought you didn't want nothing to do with Candace. Go somewhere. Go have a seat. Go rest your ankles somewhere and just get off my screen. But it is funny that in that mid-season trailer they brought back that big old walrus. Cause like, where did we find her? We're halfway through the season.
That's a
Like,
big old walrus.
how did we find? Like, did we go to the ocean? Are we going to a Caribbean island? Because where did this walrus come from? She hasn't been here all season.
I was wondering why she wasn't on the trip. Like, I don't know. She's the actual official friend of the show, but I don't know.
Because she wasn't at Ashley's housewarming party or anything. So I'm like,
was she not?
No, she was. She was.
Yeah, because her and Karen were dressed alike.
That's she filmed that event and she did the event where they talked to Robin at the beginning. That's all she's been to.
She looked wet then too, though. She looked wet, but yeah, she was there.
Yeah, I didn't remember her at Ashley's house at all. I was like,
Starless.
Get this lady from? It's getting hard. It's getting hard to watch. But I really fell out when Candace was crying with that triangle, and she was like, I just don't know why Robin is mad at me. I could have fell out of my chair because I'm like, girl, you know why she's mad at you. Like, that you got the triangle out, you have no idea why she's upset. We know why she's mad.
Right.
But I really want Juan at the reunion because I want to see him spaz out on Andy and then Robin lose her job. Because Juan, I just need him to answer. Just at least get the questions out there just so we can see how much trash he really is. But I think if we have Robin on again, she's gonna be sad all over again because everybody's gonna be focused on all the horrible things Juan did to her in this season. So she just gonna be sad all over again. But yeah, that's all.
Andy can come after him if he wants to. He gonna turn into Juan Bierman. He gonna pull a gun out. He gonna
oh Lord.
He gonna show out.
He's gonna storm off.
Yeah.
Him and Teresa Giudice are like the queens of storming off Real Housewives because he always storms off, and I'm like, sir, you're a grown man. Just sit there. Either sit there and shut up, or sit there and answer the questions. But the storm off, like you're actually he's basically like a friend of. Like, why are you storming off? It don't make no sense to me. But that's all I have to say, guys.
Thank you for calling in tonight, okay, Tiana?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Good night.
Bye.
Right. Okay, we have come to the end of our show. It's been a really good show. This is going to be the last one for Potomac until the new year. So if you guys are not watching Beverly Hills or Married to Medicine or Miami or any of those shows this week, Bell Collective, then we won't see you guys, but y'all be safe. Eat all you want to eat. And just more important, like I said, be safe. Don't be out here, drinking everybody alcohol. Don't be doing no drugs. Just be safe. We want to see y'all back next year. We got to.
We want to see y'all back. Just if you do drugs, just be smart about it. That's what he's saying.
Just don't offer me no cocaine.
Do whatever Denise does, because Denise, she seemed to be okay, right?
Thank you. You're welcome.
And listen,
and make sure your jackets are on right, not upside down. All right, y'all.
Thank you guys. Happy holidays. Love you guys. Don't cuss us out in the comments. We just playing. Bye.
Oh, and thank you to Tiana, Tawana, and Brittany for calling in today. Y'all make sure y'all like, and we see you next time. All right. Good night, y'all.
Antonio, you think you're so cool. Wow, for real.